Hello, we miss you so much, and we're so looking forward to when we can see you again together over at St. Andrew's Church in Scarborough. But until then, we thought you'd like to know what we do in order to help the service come to life every Sunday on your computer screen or on Monday when you're listening to it on the telephone. So here's going to be some funny pictures and some big words and some processes just to let you know what's going on. So, believe it or not, it starts about 2 weeks to 10 days before a service when we start thinking about how we're going to put together something. I give Duncan and Monica send them an email saying, okay, what's going to be the theme in a week and a half? And they send back to me, oh yeah, it's going to be discipleship. So, you might want to think of this song or that song. So I get out our big praise team book and look through all the songs, and we come up with a couple. And at that point, we have to decide how we're going to present it. So then you'll see in this next picture, Ken at the piano. Ken and I sit down at the piano in our house, and we figure out the beats per minute of a particular song. So for example, Christ in Me, which we just did a few weeks ago, we were doing it in the key of D and playing it at 62 beats per minute. After that, we send that information over to Mark, and the fun begins. And Mark sets up a program called BandLab, which is an online program that we all access through our computers. He'll say that we're doing Christ in Me, it's in the key of D, it's got a certain number of beats per minute, and then he sends that over to Helen to lay down her first track on the piano. Here you can see Helen in her basement piano studio recording one of the layers, the first layer of our song. When she's done that, she sends that out to the rest of us using her tablet. You can see here her smiling face because she's learned how to be a technological wizard. Helen, our technological wizard. Now, actually, we're all becoming technological wizards in this process. Who knew? From Helen, it goes over to Dawn, and Dawn lays down a guitar track. And just so you know, from this time on, when we're recording, we're listening to all the previous musicians on headphones while we're recording on another device. So you might be recording onto your phone, but listening on your computer. So it gets pretty complicated, lots of different wires. After Don's laid down his beautiful guitar music, he then spends a bit of time making sure that both the piano and the guitar are synchronized. And actually last week it took him about 4 hours to do that. The timing is often just a little wee bit off, and all those fantastic videos you're seeing on the internet these days, they take hours and hours and hours, and they have professional people doing it. So you've got your professional people at St. Andrews now doing all this fantastic mixing. After Don lays down his guitar track, then it's over to our sopranos. Monica, working on her cell phone, which is impressive, often does 2 or 3 takes just to get it right. She has such a lovely voice, and we really appreciate all her different harmonies too. Then it goes over to our diva, Deb. And I'm just laughing there. You can see her here in this picture goofing around with her recording engineer support staff, Eric. Deb records another soprano line. So at this point, there are at least 4 separate recordings. Deb then sends an email out to us saying that she's finished, and it's over to the Campbells. First of all, I record an alto track, and then Ken adds in a bass guitar track. Now have a look at this picture. You'll see his crazy setup. He's recording through his amplifier. That took us about 3 weeks to figure out. See all those different chords there. Then next it goes back to Mark, who is going to add a mandolin track and then also a bass singing track. So now, if you've been keeping track of the tracks, we have about 8 musical tracks that have to be mixed, synchronized, and saved. This process can take several hours, and we thank Mark so much for his patience and perseverance doing this. So the whole process to record for one service, the music for one service, has taken about a week, and it's done by Friday morning. Then Joanna contributes the music lyrics, which show up on your screen so that you might hum or sing along. Here's a picture of Joanna in the St. Andrew's office. Whoops, I mean her kitchen. So nice to see her cheerful face. Then, after all the music is done, each Friday at 1 p.m., Monica and Duncan collaborate to put the service together using an online platform called Zoom. We all see them on Sunday on the screen, but here is what it really looks like. Monica has a terrific ergonomic setup in her dining room. And here you can see her chatting with Duncan on the computer platform Zoom. Duncan has moved around through various places to record his part of the service, and he settled on his lovely basement recording studio. You can see him at his desk, aka a card table. Well done, Duncan. So after Duncan and Monica have recorded their portion of the service, then it's back to our technological wizards, Eric and Ken. They collaborate on putting the service together in a computer file that includes the music and the message together. That's what you see when you log in to St. Andrew's Scarborough on Sunday morning. So here's where it gets technical, and I think you might want to hear from our resident engineer as to all the fun things that Ken and Eric have to do in order to make the service come to life for you. So over to Ken.
All right, well, so to finish this all off, it all happens on a Friday. I start off with the BandLab version that Mark has put together, and I do what's called a mix down to an MP3 file. So that takes all the different tracks and makes it into a single track, and I save that on my computer. Then I load the PowerPoint for the song, and I work with that. I copy the MP3 music into the PowerPoint, and then I open another program called Camtasia Studio over here, and I run the PowerPoint and I run the Camtasia Studio, and that records what my computer is seeing. So the music plays, I push the down button to go through the slides, and all that gets recorded into a recording file, which then I edit using the Camtasia. I cut the start and the finish to get it fitted off, and then I do a rendering of that into an MP4 file, which takes the computer a while to churn out. That gets saved to my computer, and I take that and I email it to Eric, and then I do the other songs. So once Eric gets it, he has a video editing program. He takes the Zoom recording from Monica and Duncan, he takes the music files that I've sent to him, and he splices those together into the final video file. That gets rendered again into a single entity, which he uploads to the WordPress media library. And then Eric sets up a sermon posting on the website that is timed to open on Sunday morning. And that's it. We're done for the week, and we have to start thinking about next week. Thanks a lot. And a big thank you to everybody involved. It's actually quite a lot of work. It's been some fun learning it, but it's been a lot of trial and error and a lot of struggles, and we haven't got everything perfect, but anyway, we hope it's all to God's glory. Thanks for watching.